Good evening, everyone. And suddenly there came from the sky a noise like a strong driving wind, and it filled the entire house in which they were. Then there appeared to them tongues as of fire, which parted and came to rest on each one of them. And they were all filled with the Holy Spirit, and began to speak in different tongues as the Spirit enabled them to proclaim. Acts 2, verses 2 to 4. And with that, the church was born. Today we celebrate the solemnity of Pentecost, which in many ways was the culmination of the mission of Christ. The pinnacle of his mission will come at the end of time when he returns in all his glory to judge the living and the dead and to establish his permanent kingdom. But for now we live under the rule of the Holy Spirit, who has descended upon us in full form, transforming us and making it possible to prepare for Jesus' final and glorious coming. The Trinity is truly a mystery of faith. In our limited way, we understand that God is three in one. He is Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, each a distinct person, each fully sharing in the one divine nature. Though they act in perfect unison, they each fulfill their unique mission. The Father is the one who sent the Son into the world and willed that he give his life for the salvation of all. The Son was sent and perfectly fulfilled the will of the Father, uniting humanity with divinity. The Holy Spirit is the promise of Father and Son who proceeds from them and descends upon us, animating us and making it possible for us to share in the life of the Most Holy Trinity. If that is hard to comprehend, it should be. Our limited intellects can only grasp a shadow of the reality of God. The fact, however, should not discourage us. On the contrary, it should inspire us to anticipate that day when we will see God face to face and enter more deeply into the mystery of his divine life. Reflect today upon these holy mysteries of our faith. See the actions of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit as a true mystery. The only way we will be able to begin to probe these mysteries is through prayerful pondering. We must look for the workings of God within, see him at work within our soul, savor his presence, rejoice in it, and keep our eyes firmly fixed on him. We must see the fruit of God's presence in our lives, such as the gifts of the Holy Spirit. Ponder them today. As you do, and as you see these gifts within you, you will be seeing God himself, the Holy Spirit, alive and living within the depths of your soul. And God bless you.
Brothers and sisters, we are now commemorating the solemnity of the coming of the Holy Spirit on the Pentecost Sunday, the day when the Holy Spirit descended on the disciples and the church was founded. The Spirit came upon the 20 disciples in the form of tongues of fire and transformed them into the true messengers of Jesus. Once they received the Spirit, they went out boldly and preached to all in Jerusalem and elsewhere. On this day, Jesus wants us to know the freedom of living in His Spirit. This feast is the culmination of the Paschal mystery, where Jesus fulfills His promise of sending the Spirit of the Father and the Son on His disciples. This feast also indicates that the Holy Spirit is an ongoing reality who will be with the Church forever and who will touch our lives every single day. We celebrate this day to recognize the gifts of the Holy Spirit, realizing that God's very life, breath, and energy lives in all believers. The Gospel tells us of the happening immediately after the resurrection. Jesus suddenly appears to the disciples, gives them peace, and gives them the Holy Spirit. With this, they get the power to forgive sins of people and reconcile them. The declaration of Jesus in the Gospel unites us with Him and with one another. As the Father has sent me, so I'm sending you. Receive the Holy Spirit. Your sins you will forgive will be forgiven. And those sins you will not forgive will not be forgiven. It's a challenge for us, brothers and sisters, to receive the Spirit of the Lord, to receive the Spirit of Jesus, the Spirit of humility, the Spirit of forgiveness, the Spirit of openness to the promptings of the Spirit in our lives. Many things are happening in our lives, in our families, in our communities. Have you opened them to the workings of the Spirit? Have we allowed ourselves to be disposed in accordance to the workings, to the promptings of the Spirit in our lives? Then this feast of the Holy Spirit at Pentecost is always a challenge for us. As the disciples were locked in the door because of fear, frustration, disappointments, hopefully we would unlock the doors of apathy, doors of dissatisfaction, doors of contentment, realizing that the Spirit of the Lord is a Spirit which unites, is a Spirit which frees us from the bondage for slavery and oppression, and especially from sinfulness.